September 20th will, of course, mark the return of Jaime Munguia after his loss to Canelo Alvarez. Now, the first question many people will ask is, why is he fighting on a Friday? And to that, I cannot answer you. But he will be taking on the undefeated Erik Bazinyan, which, before I thought, he's just some guy, some undefeated guy they're going to throw at Jaime Munguia so he looks good. No, there's a good chance he might lose. But anyways, the undercard, it's good, but mostly mismatches, so we'll just ignore that. But Erik Bazinyan is 32-0 with 1 draw, 23 wins by way of knockout. Now, of course, although he is undefeated, and I do say there's a good chance he might win, there's a reason why they're sending him up against Munguia, because that 1 draw, chilling right there? Yeah, it's his last fight against the 26-3 Shaquille Finn, so, But it was against the Jamaican juggernaut, so obviously, a good draw, I guess. I mean, his only losses are to undefeated opponents and his second fight, so obviously nothing to make fun of, obviously. But he does have 3 good wins. Now, of course, depending on who you ask, maybe not as good of a win, but he has Conceres when he was 30-3 with 1 draw. He won unanimous decision, very wide unanimous decision. He then won majority decision against Alantez Fox. Now that's a very good win right there. And the other one was a 6th round stoppage win against Ronald Ellis. Another great win right there. Of course, Ellis has fought pretty much the best. He's only been stopped by one other person, that being David Benavidez in the 11th round. And you may be wondering, Benavidez, cracked him. His chin wasn't there because of Benavidez. And that would, say, yeah, makes sense until you realize after the Benavidez fight, he went unanimous decision loss against Christian and Billy. When Billy also has power, so his chin was still a thing, but he got stopped in the 6th round by Bazinyan. His last 2 wins, much to be desired. I mean, except the Jamaican juggernaut, but the 41-7-0 3rd round stoppage against Billy Fancudo Godoy. Absolute not that good of a resume, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, Jaime Munguia now 43-1, 34 wins by way of knockout, coming off of the unanimous decision loss against Saul Canelo Alvarez. And the judges somewhat had a close fight, and it was definitely closer than the Berlanga fight, but it doesn't matter. Of course, Munguia was criticized for having a very lackluster resume. Of course, he used to be the WBO super welterweight world champion, but then again, he went to middleweight, couldn't get anything done, moved up to super middleweight, and still couldn't get anything done. But it doesn't matter. He himself has, 3 good wins, himself. That being John Ryder, 32-6, 9th round stoppage win. Sergey Deverenchenko will take it with a grain of salt, unanimous decision win. Many people should have thought that he should have lost that one, but whatever, right? And probably, I don't know, you just pick who you want. You can either pick a middleweight in Gabriel Rosado or Demetrius Ballard, or you can pick a super welterweight in Takeshi Inoue or Liam Smith. So obviously, if you go, I guess you would say opponent for opponent. Weirdly enough, Bazinyan is not too far behind in terms of resume. Of course, Alantez Fox, which is another good win I talked about, has only been stopped by 2 people, or at this point 3 people, but it was against David Morrell. So we all know, who David Morrell is. That dude's a knockout artist. And Bektemir Melikuziev. Also, the judges have a weird thing with him. He also fought Darius Fulgham, and of course Bazinyan, he lost the majority decision, so it was a close fight. So this guy has some skill. Of course, Ronald Ellis and Conceres. But the one problem that Bazinyan has is, I don't think he's fought a power puncher. Don't get me wrong, the other one got popped, but power, probably not. You could criticize the rest of his resume. Not the best, but, we literally saw Trevor McCumbee, everyone making fun of his resume, including myself. And that dude knocked down Caleb Plant. Should have been twice, but he knocked him down. So obviously, take the resumes with a little bit of grain of salt. Not too much, obviously, because resumes still matter. But you could also kind of criticize Munguia as a rider. You could say his chin got cracked, because don't get me wrong, he went 12 rounds to Canelo. But it was a bad beating, and, they could have stopped the fight or anywhere in the second half of the fight, and most people wouldn't have complained. Be like, yeah, fair enough. He was getting beat. He wasn't winning any rounds, so whatever. Right, but his other wins, you got, Kelly, who was whooping his ass for, the majority of the fight until he got caught. So, obviously, Munguia, hit or miss. Although his defense is complete, subpar, you would say. He got cracked by Deverenchenko badly, but one good thing about that is Deverenchenko. Deverenchenko has way better punch selection than Bazinyan, but Bazinyan has power. He has the undefeated, I guess you would say, swagger, as most people would say. And he has good skill. He has good body work, good punches. But the one thing that will be probably the reason why he loses this fight is his output. Don't get me wrong, he's very strong, somewhat good punch selection, but he's not active enough, especially for someone like Munguia. You're going to have to be active and accurate against Munguia because he got a chin. Unless he got cracked against Canelo, considering that after his undisputed run, only one of his past opponents has fought again. So he's fought Triple G, which quote-unquote retired, but he claims he's not retired, but he's not coming back. John Ryder, Charlo, who is supposedly coming back, but he hasn't fought since then. And, of course, Munguia. John Ryder was the only one, and he came back and got stopped in the 9th round. So you could say he was cracked, but I don't know. It's up there. But anyways, like I said, like Munguia, like they say, the best defense is a great offense. He just keeps throwing punches. He got a chin. He got a heart. Bazinyan's going to have to hurt him early if he expects to win. But I don't think that's going to happen. He's just going to get overworked and stopped. You know what? No, I don't think he's going to get stopped. I think he's going to go decision. I think Munguia drops Bazinyan at least once, probably the second half of the fight. But it's gonna be a close fight for the first half, but in the second half, now Munguia just gonna pull away with his output, his power, and his body shots. But Bazinyan does have a good chance. If anything, it is 75-25 in favor of Munguia. You think that's not good at all? That's one in 4 fights. That's more than good. But anyways, yeah, that's about it. Munguia's output is just gonna be a little bit too much for Bazinyan. Bazinyan got power, but come on, Munguia got a chin. Dude gets cracked. Well, then again, you could say he gets cracked like every fight, so obviously that's not a good thing. So maybe his chin finally gave out. But for the most part, Munguia, unanimous decision win. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it's a knockdown.
Oh, what a shot. Oh, my goodness.